It's been 22 years since Todd Snap stepped into the 01 and set forth on Pokémon Island to capture candid images of the indigenous inhabitants for the purposes of scientific research, all under the judgmental gaze of Professor Oak. So here we are in 2021 and new Pokémon Snap has finally arrived, a sequel fans have been waiting for over 20 years. But is it a worthy sequel? Can the Lental Region hold up to Pokémon Island? And can a follow-up without Professor Oak's iconic analysis really hold up to the classic game? Well, yes it can. New Pokémon Snap is a much more fleshed out experience than its predecessor. The range of Pokémon on the course is considerably ramped up, and each creature feels solidified in its surroundings and more natural in their behaviours. Liepard will jump down from the trees and stretch on the ground before walking on, Bidoof carry twigs in their mouths as they build a dam, and Pidgeot will straight up murder a Magikarp, like if certain events play out properly. While the original Pokémon Snap only had around 63 monsters to take pictures of, new Pokémon Snap seriously expands that number. On a similar note, the original Pokémon Snap only had 7 courses, and again I can't say, but there are more here. Each particular course has its own dedicated research level, which is increased by taking the best pictures possible and getting them graded by new franchise addition, Professor Mirror. The total score of all the graded snaps goes towards increasing the research level of that particular course. Once an area levels up, different Pokemon can appear, and some returning Pokemon will even display different attitudes. Along with this, alternate routes can also be unlocked as you progress. Some of these routes deviate so completely from the original course it can make them feel like a completely different one. On top of that, some courses also have day and night variants. The different variants of a course also have their own research levels, each of which and its variant can change the featured Pokemon further. This means there's always a good reason to go back and explore courses you've previously moved on from to discover new Pokemon and behaviours. As a long-time franchise fan, there were several times in this game where I straight up giggled like a child, like when I coaxed out one of my favourites, or when a Pokemon reacted in a cute and dynamic way to one of my actions. After 20 years of knowing the original courses back to front, it felt incredibly satisfying to dive into the new ones and make those discoveries for myself all over again. This is a surprisingly important aspect to new Pokémon Snap, as the narrative is only around 6 to 8 hours long if you focus solely on completing the main tasks, which could leave you feeling shortchanged when the credits roll. Thankfully, that 8-hour narrative here doesn't account for the full photo decks, and 18 hours into my playthrough it still seems like there are plenty more creatures out there to snap. When it actually comes to filling up your photo decks, each Pokémon has 4 picture slots, each dedicated to a different star rating, 1 star through 4 stars. You don't need to fill all 4 for a Pokémon to be registered in your photo decks, but for the completionists out there, which is, kind of the point of this game, this will keep you playing courses over and over to try and activate events, which will lead to taking snaps of each Pokemon in each star rating. With such a short narrative in the main game, having these additional star ratings represents another reason to keep playing. The array of Pokemon in this game is a pretty solid one, featuring a spread of monsters from across every generation. This isn't just a big Gen 1 celebration like many Pokemon projects, but instead encompasses all of Pokemon's history. On the actual gameplay front, new Pokémon Snap should all feel very familiar to players of the original game. The right stick moves the camera around the screen, while the left stick controls the cursor, that helps dictate where to throw the fluff fruits and Illumina orbs. Holding ZL will zoom in, and tapping A will snap a photo. Although this can be altered to the right bumper if you want a more authentic shutter finger experience. There is the option for Gyro Controls if you want to try and be fully immersed, but I much preferred sitting comfortably on the sofa with the Pro Controller over having to constantly spin around trying to snap Pokemon behind me. The main changes in new Pokemon Snap are the tools at your disposal. Obviously apples return, this time named Fluffruit, but Pestaballs are nowhere to be found, replaced this time with Illumina orbs. These first and foremost make Pokemon glow when hit, but sometimes they will react in different ways, like maybe giving you a little spin or flapping their wings. On your way around the course you'll also find Crystal Bloom flowers, and throwing an Illumina orb at one of these will cause it to glow and may attract Pokemon and cause them to react in new ways. The Pokeflute from the original game is now gone and has been replaced with the Melody function, which works pretty much the exact same way, so I'm not entirely sure where the flute was replaced. Finally, there's scanning, which can be done to uncover new routes, but also can cause certain Pokemon to react and draw their attention to you. If you ever feel yourself wondering what to do next, there are requests from the main cast of characters, which often offer a hint to a Pokemon you may not have found yet or a new interaction. Completing these tasks will sometimes offer up free gifts like photo frames and stickers, which can be used in the photo editor mode, so if you want to make the silliest possible edits to your photos, you're gonna need to complete these tasks. The new additions go a long way to making the experience feel fresh, but I can't help but wonder if more could be done. Throughout my time playing, I would often feel limited by the field of view, especially in more cramped surroundings. That's not my only concern though. There are also situations where the game detects the wrong Pokemon in the frame, such as this example showing a photograph of Swanna mistagged as a ducklet. This isn't a rare occurrence either, as there's a good chance chance that one picture per course will end up being misidentified. There are also times when smaller Pokemon ride on larger ones, and it can be very difficult to get the smaller Pokemon to be the subject of the picture, even when they're centre frame in the final shot. It should be noted that there is also online functionality to upload photos for other players to see, along with score leaderboards, but this wasn't active during the time of review. The main gripe I see people having with new Pokémon Snap is that it's a full price game. If you're the type of person expecting a deep narrative that will last for over 10 hours and have no interest in sticking around after the credits roll to pump up your photo decks, then you're going to have a bad time. But if you're like me, you're going to stick around, max out the research levels on each course, complete all the research requests to unlock stickers and discover all the cool secrets, fun interactions and hard to uncover Pokemon, you're going to love it. For me, there's only one word to describe new Pokemon Snap.
Wonderful!